She's always so official when she starts. So welcome, guys. I am so excited to have our special guest here. I will be tossing the mic over to her, so to speak, in just a second. But some of you guys are not part of my team, and we're all one team, one mission. And I wanted to just give a few minutes just to introduce myself and let you know where you can find these recordings. So I'm Heidi Roberge. I'm from New Hampshire. I am 49. I'm a mom of 3. And I started at Works 5 years ago so that I could, 5 years ago in a couple of weeks, I wanted to drop a lot of baby weight. I was going to be hitting menopause, which I'm in right now. If I start fanning myself, I'm having hot flashes. But I wanted to lose a lot of weight. I did. I lost 55 pounds in 4 months. With our product line. I was hooked. I had no real plan except I wanted to make some extra money. And then when my husband read the compensation plan, he went, "Oh, we're going. We're doing an organization. You're making this work." And so for me, 2019 was the year that I was able to really get into really good leadership for my first couple of years. Once I hit Ruby, I was like, okay, I'm getting the groove going. In about 6 months, I hit Ruby, but then I stayed at Ruby for two and a half years. So I just want to let you guys know, like, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but for me, it took the personal growth. It took me getting over some of the steps that I was not willing to take, personal development, having a relationship with God. And I was able to really find myself in 2019, hit diamond and really hit my stride. And then we have 2020, which we're all a little unsure about what's happening this year, but isn't it amazing that our company is still going strong? And when Margaritaville got canceled, and I was one of the lucky ones, I worked my butt off. I qualified for Margaritaville, and when that got canceled, I said to my team, we need leadership in a different way. I was going to get my cup filled down there, and I said, I'm going to start this series. So I am doing Level Up with Leadership calls Monday nights and Thursday nights, and I do have a YouTube channel that I'm developing, and it's in my name, Heidi Roberge, so you can find me. It's public, and I will post these recordings. Every leader that's giving of their time, I send them the recording as well, and I also post it on my YouTube channel. So welcome, everybody. Tonight is going to be super special because literally we have the queen of KPI. We have listen, Amber, I have to tell you one quick thing. My first green carpet, and you're not going to remember this, and don't say you do because you will, but my first green carpet was 2016, okay, down at the green carpet we all went in. And I remember when I had promoted that year, so we got to walk through the sea of ambassadors, okay, up to the stage, and I had the Ruby thing, or I had the, I promoted, whatever it was. And my upline at the time was Tiffany Cunningham, and you were right next to her and Ryan with you and Josh. And I was like talking to Tiffany because she stopped me, and then you were right there, and you're like, what is your name? And I'm going, Heidi Roberge. And you're like, who? And you had me repeat it like 3 or 4 times. And this is when you had your black short hair, right? And you said, I'm going to remember that name. And of course, I'm like peeing my pants as I go across the stage. And then I can't even come down the stage because Stephanie Dunn and Joel are there. And I'm like a blubbering mess. I mean, guys, I totally fangirl on some of these amazing leaders. It's okay. It's okay. But I remember that, Amber. And then you just went from your in the trenches to now one of our amazing field development, I don't even know what your title, director, liaison, whatever it is. It's amazing. You guys, you have to be part of her power hours. I mean, there's so much that leadership is doing. So Amber, I mean, I think everybody knows your story, but let's just get right to it. I want to welcome you, and I want to thank you so much for doing this tonight. Guys, in the chat, you guys can ask questions. I've got a few leading questions for Amber, but she'll tell her story, and you guys can post some questions as well as we go. So welcome, Amber. Share.
Well, thank you. I actually remember vividly that happening, but I feel like it's happened so many times where Ruby is so important to me. And I think that that's really why I take that extra time, when you do get that celebration, like ambassador, cool, it's awesome. But you guys, like, $500 extra bucks a month is a huge deal for a lot of people. And that's where I started. totally not thinking that I would ever make more than $200. Genuinely. I didn't think, I didn't have any friends that I personally knew that had done marketing, that hadn't been scammed, that hadn't spent a ridiculous amount of money starting, refinanced their house to start. Like, our company is so great, and it's so flexible. And that's what I love, is all walks of life. It doesn't matter, you know, where you come from. If you have a good job, no job, bad job. If you have 6 kids, no kids, grandma. If you have cats, dogs, or birds, I don't really care. Like, you can do this business, you know? And so, you know, when I found this business, it was 8 years ago, actually 8 years ago, 2 or 3 days ago. And I wasn't looking, but I knew that I couldn't continue going on the way that it was. And I didn't have any extra time to go find a second or third job at that moment with 2 babies running around. And so I found this on social media, and I said, you know what? I've wasted $100 on many things that never paid me back. Worst case, I wanted the products. That's what I wanted. I wanted that body wrap. And I dove right in, and I said, you know what? These are my results. I'm not going to focus on the business. I'm not going to focus on building a team. I'm just going to focus on my own personal results over the next 90 days. And so conveniently, when you focus on you and you better yourself, naturally people want to know what that is. And so they want to come with you. They want to better themselves. You know, positivity loves positivity. Negativity loves negativity. And so I jumped all in. But I said, I'm not going to do the business. I just want the product. So don't talk to me. I don't want to build a business. And within 45 days, I had went Ruby. I had reached that $500, and it still wasn't enough. And that's when I knew I had a bigger problem on my hands than what I was going to get scammed from a company that, you know, had been around for, at that time, 12 years. And so I looked at my husband and I said, something has to give. Like, there's a different plan than the rat race we were running. And that was having more days in the month than there was money. That was borrowing money from, you know, family. And I wanted to be able to give in a way that just felt the same as I did when I was doing hair and as a stylist. I could make people feel better. I could help them, you know, and that's what this company and these products have done. And so after I went Ruby, I wanted to quit. I was like, this isn't enough. I need more, because we're still struggling. And so that's when I caught the bigger vision of, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll always have what you want. And so we have to make this about other people. You know, yes, in the beginning, you're in this for yourself, but you won't be by yourself. You're going to have lots of people helping you, and lots of different promotions and things that are going to happen along the journey, but trust that timing, trust the timing. And I know I say it all the time, and sometimes it's like beating a dead horse, but we have to. And so right before Christmas in November of 2012, I went diamond, which is an average about $1,000 or so. And at that point, it still wasn't enough. I was like, dang, how have we ever survived? Like, we're barely catching up on the debt that we had, on the bills that were back. And I went and I attended an event. And I remember at that point, I said, this is it. I can do this. I can dream bigger. It's okay. You know, that's not selfish. It's not greedy. That's totally fine. And so within, you know, 1 month of working really hard, but it had been compiled, you know, since August to January, February, March, I went from just starting a business to making triple diamond pay, which is VIP, which is averaging about $17,000 in 1 month. In 8 months, you guys, 8 months, I worked my tail off. Any extra second that I had in the day, I was studying, I was learning a new career. You know, we're not trained for this. We don't know what this is. I was just so hungry for something different that I was willing to lose sleep. I was willing to take the criticism. I was willing to say, you know what, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to fail, but here I am, and let me fall flat on my face and be willing to learn. And so, you know, then that was within just, like I said, 8 months of starting this business, and everyone's journey is different. And that's what I love about yours, Heidi, is that, you know, it doesn't matter how long. I think even if you took 1 year to rank up each time, then in 8 years, you could be ambassador and still have, you know, a massive amount of income that it's just an addition to. It doesn't have to replace your job. It doesn't have to, you know, it doesn't have to be your full time right now. I would highly not recommend people quitting their jobs right when they start, but let that build up, have fun, use this as a platform for yourself, to better yourself. And when you work on you, other people want to be a part of that. And so we've been a full-time family ever since then. And now in April, we decided to sell our house and we decided to travel the country because why not? And it's just so crazy that we went from a 4,000 square foot home to a 400 square foot RV. And you guys, I don't think I've ever been happier. I don't have the stress. I don't have the cleaning. Can we talk about that? Our house gets messy in 5 minutes, but man, I can clean it up in 4 minutes too. And it's just been truly fun to be able to live life on our terms and just, pave that way for so many other people. And I truly, absolutely, I love what I get to do. I absolutely love it so much.
I love that that's what you're doing, because I knew that you had sold the house, but we're all following each other's journeys and trying to stay in touch with as many people. And I'm now that's what you're doing. That's amazing. It's the kind of, I'm sure, culture. You're homeschooling them, I guess, taking care of the kids.
Our third year. Yep.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What I wanted you to share tonight is we obviously know that corporate has embraced the key performance indicators, the list making. I mean, listen, I'm a red. I started off really green and I've developed my yellow, and I definitely have the blue part too. But I know that for a lot of people, the list, making and the green part may not be their thing, but talk to people as if we have no idea. Okay. So we all don't know anything, right? Okay. So talk to us, Amber, about why the KPI list is the foundation. Why is that so important for business building and longevity?
I love that. So can I just, first of all, say, if you guys can, turn your cameras on. I love to see you guys. I love to connect with you guys. Nobody wants a Zoom where we just read names. Otherwise, we'd be doing a live, right? So if you guys can, turn your cameras on. If you can't, please don't. I don't need to see anything inappropriate. But if you guys can turn them on, that'd be awesome. And I just have to give a couple of shout outs, you guys. I've got Sydney, who's new. My Aunt Lisa, 8 years in. Hello. Oh my gosh, you guys, me and my sister are like dying. We're dying. She's on here. If everyone can just say hello to them in the chat, that would be huge and awesome. We just thank you and welcome. I'm so glad. Carly, what's up? Just really, really happy to be here tonight. So, one thing about this business is that it's super simple. It really is. It takes work. It takes time, but it's very simple if you can keep it simple. And so for those of you that are new, what she was talking about was the different color personality test, which is a test that I actually give my new reps to take. So I know where to their love languages. So no surprise, my Aunt Lisa is yellow green. So she's on here. She's already done the test. I've sent her the thing. She's like made her first post. I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's because she's a green personality. She loves details, attention to details. She needs the list. She needs the ins, the outs. She wants all the tools. Okay, that's a green personality. Yellow is like, I'll do anything for you. Just tell me what to do, which is what I am too. I'm total yellow, right? And then reds, we're sitting here like, show us the money, tell me what to do. I want to win, I want to win, I want to win. That's Briley, who's on here. She just won our contest that we're doing within our team, and that she just slayed it today, you guys. She was committed, she slayed it. That's a red, okay? And so earlier this year, when I was running through, this business is so simple, but what's the simple tool that we have? And I was headed home from conference with an hour and a half of sleep, and I drank a skinny brew. Bad idea. If you want to sleep, don't drink skinny brew, okay? It'll keep you up all morning long. It was a red-eye flight. And but God had just kind of placed something on my heart, and it was come up with a tool that's going to be simple enough for people to follow. And no matter, again, how long you've been in the business, if you don't know any business, if you've never done marketing, if you have done marketing, it doesn't matter, that you can absolutely follow this, okay? And so I started writing down on my iPad when normally I sleep on the airplane, and I couldn't. And so I owed all this to Skinny Brew. And I started writing down 10 things that I did consistently over the last 8 years. Consistently every single day that I did, that's grown my business. Not the busy work, not the personal professional development. That's a whole nother thing we can get into. But what were some things that I did daily that was easy, that wasn't too confusing, because I am not tech savvy, okay, that anybody can do. And that's when I came up with this KPI checklist. And so these are 10 things a day that you can do for your business, and they should take about an hour or less a day. And I know we all have an extra hour in the day. Maybe we don't think we do, but we have 10 minutes here. We have 4 minutes there. We have 30 minutes here. You know, we have 5 minutes here. And so this was, and even if you work towards it, you know, I know so many of us are extremely busy. Some of us are working 2 or 3 jobs, you know, just trying to also run a business that's going to be long-term. And so if you can find that nooks and the crannies of your day to just do this, and it will give you the results that you want, but it'll also make you have fun. And so I wrote down again these 10 things, and I go over them on Wednesday mornings for the whole corporate. And I also have training videos on them. I can drop those in the chat as well. If you guys haven't watched those, they're great and they go into depth about it. But I'm going to find these notes real quick. One of the cool parts about this checklist, is there any way we can turn off that dinging?
Yes, I was going to say, let me work on that on the back end. Sorry.
I can't handle it.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I don't know that I've ever heard it before. So I'm like, why is it dinging all the time?
It's a setting, and I just now realize, I'm like, that's not going to work, but I will try to turn it off if I can. I'm sorry. But I will.
No, you're good. Okay. So I dropped those in the chat, you guys. And so all those training videos are there. And there's a lot of people on this Zoom right now, actually, that were part of this trial period where I was like, okay, before I present this to corporate, I have to make sure that this is something that's going to work, that it's effective. Like, nobody wants a tool that's rusty, right? So we started doing this, and I noticed where people weren't seeing results, they were starting to follow this, and they were starting to see results. They were starting to sign up customers and distributors, and that's what we get paid to do. Advertise for the company, bring the customers to the company, and bring in and build a team. And that's what, if that's what you want to do, then do it, right? So this thing, let me see. Oh no, that's just reactions. Yeah, so this list is huge, and I love it. Oh, Jess, you're unmuted. There we go. So this list is, you either do it or you didn't do it. It's being a CEO of your business and saying, okay, did I do this list today? Did I not? Did I only do 3 out of the 10 things today? Cool. Let's try and do better tomorrow. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get to it. I want you to just live your life in the beginning of doing this and just keep track of it, okay? So if you don't do anything that day, then literally give yourself a big fat 0. It's okay. I have to coach you, and I need to understand what you don't understand about the list, what you're doing about the list, what you're not doing about the list. But what I love is that it's a full circle. So, you know, it's adding people on social media, it's messaging, it's getting up host to post. And for those that are new, we'll jump into what the host to post means too in training and stuff. But these are just simple things that is the minimum for our business, the minimum, the bare minimum. But if we're just doing the minimum, you will produce results in about 2 weeks of doing this. I had girls who weren't having any enrollments. They were doing this, and all of a sudden they were completing their steps to success, which is those 6 customers and 3 distributors a month. That's our goal. Okay. And they were starting to do that. Carly's on here, I think, or she was. And, you know, she was somebody who, you know, she's been in the business a while, and she could never reach this ceiling. She always reached that ceiling, which is what she felt like she was worth. And she was doing the work. She was putting in the hours. She was, you know, checking things out. Our neighbors just popped over to say hi to Josh, you guys, cool. Our kids met a bunch of friends and they're going swimming. So our neighbors in the RV park, I feel like so old and retired, but there's a lot of young people actually out there. So that's really cool. But it was awesome to watch Carly go from not producing the results that she wanted to effectively running her day, being a mom, working, and still producing the results versus feeling stressed out. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm supposed to be posting. I don't know if I did everything, or I just posted today, but I didn't do the other, you know, 9 things. And so we're not linking that circle together to give you the results that you want. And so KPI has been huge and awesome for so many people. And I can't take credit, you guys, for this. I utilized it, and I said, corporate, we need something like this. This is going to be a tool to take this company beyond $1 billion that everyone can do, no matter what age, shape, form, work life, no life, husband life, single life. Okay. So I would highly recommend getting into it. This list can be found. You're going to get a login, at least as soon as we get your password for your other account. But you guys all have a login. So you're going to log into itworks.com. And then you're going to search documents. I'm going to type it in the chat. Documents, hooked on phonics. Okay. Documents. And you're going to search the word daily. It's also in our team page as well. At least my team page. I'm sure Heidi has it probably uploaded in hers too, or if not, she probably will. Especially if you start using this. Yeah. So search daily and you'll be able to find that list. And it's truly changed and taken away the guilt from just feeling like you have to be on your phone all the time. No, absolutely not. Like, we shouldn't be working hours and hours and hours and hours. You know, there's a season when you're running for promotion. Sure, you're going to stay up a little bit later and you're going to, 3 times this, but at minimum, we want consistency. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know for my team, we've made it our roadmap. There's been so many different lists, and it's great for the list people, but then they're like, well, which one do I do? And I've been sharing different ones because everybody works at a different rhythm. But then when this KPI was company wide, I went, this is what we're doing. And for my group, Amber, we're starting a push group. We're doing a sprint to success is what I'm calling it. And I said to the, my downline, I said, look, whoever wants to jump in this, we're doing 90 days, September, October, November. I don't want to promote anybody in December. Not that we wouldn't do it, but let's make it happen. Because every September, October, November, it's magic. Like, we've always had just magical fall coming out of, keeping rank in the summer months. It's slower. I mean, I've got girls saying to me that the host to posts are really kind of flatlining a little bit right now. And, we're all just working the consistency, and, summer is summer because people should be out. People should be where they're going and not necessarily on their social media as much as we were in the springtime. I did think I turned that thing off, but I will make sure I unclicked it. I did. I know I did. But can you touch upon a day, as you were kind of talking about a day in the life? I think what I'm really trying to get across to, everybody, not just my own team, is the importance of balance, the importance of being, whether you're brand new and you're learning the tools of this and everything, the KPI list keeps you honest, right? And it gives you those tactical things to do. We're always talking about the algorithm. We're always talking about, ways to utilize your platforms. Some people are in-person people now that they have to be social media based. Can you talk about, the real strong ways to work this business daily? Talk about taking that rest day, not burnout, not having mom guilt, wife guilt. Can you kind of highlight about that? That'd be great.
So one thing though that I have to mention, you guys, is I promoted ambassador in June, in dead of summer. So summer is not slow. Host to post too. We just ran a contest within our team. The first person to get 75 host to posts up by Friday got a sweatshirt on us. And one of the girls who won today, she only had 14 of them up this morning, and she just did 75 in one day. Well, 75 minus 14. So that's all mindset, you guys. It's not a slow season at all under any circumstance. And again, I went diamond in November. So you only know what you know. And I think too, when everyone else kicks on the brake, I'm putting on the gas. So I would definitely challenge everyone to just kind of shift their mindsets to, I want a consistent year, and doing KPIs consistently will consistently grow your business throughout the year. Okay. But there's only so much we can do, before we feel that burnout. Okay. And you have to have a good pace in your life, and you deserve to have that movie night. Okay. You deserve to go golfing if that's what you want to do. You deserve to go have that wine night with your girlfriends, or, take that night to go to the park with your kids and go swimming with them. We deserve that, but work's got to get done first. It's the same thing. Like, you don't get to take a paid time off you know, at your job if you didn't show up for the first 6 months. Like they can't coexist. So one thing that I really challenge people to do is to take care of yourself first. It is so important. I had a conversation with a girl the other day and she's like, I feel guilty for working out. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Absolutely not. Like we take care of our body last, and yet this is the thing that's going to hold us together. And so I said, do you understand that like working out is also like even just a walk, you guys? That's all I've been able to do for the last 2 years since my car accident is simply walk. And if I can just do that and still produce results in my own body, then why not start there? Like it's so therapeutic. Your mental health is important. And so I'm getting ready to, I've been brainstorming about KPI 2.0 and what's that next level. And when you get this under control, what's that next level? So I'm excited for that. It's in process right now. But we're going to test it out and see. But you know, taking that time for you is so crucial, and it's got to be a non-negotiable. It's not selfish. It's not greedy. It's important, and it is a non-negotiable for me. If I don't take care of myself, how can I be a wife? How can I be a mom? How can I be a mentor? How can I be a coach? Like it doesn't happen. So take that time for yourself. And then also once a week, I do what I call a Sabbath day, which basically is just a 24-hour period. It's never usually on a Sunday, which is crazy because I feel like everyone else takes theirs on Sunday. I don't want it. I want, like I said, when everyone kicks on the brakes, I'm putting on the gas. So a lot of people take it on Sunday just because naturally that's what we've all been taught and learned our whole life. But I just do 24 hours. So whether that's from 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 p.m., that way every single day I'm still working, whether it was the morning before 2 p.m. and then the next day would be after 2 p.m. So I'm still working, you know, every single day I'm doing that KPI list. It's just, I give myself that 24-hour break to just be, read books, go outside, fish on the lake, you know, take the boat out, whatever you want to do to rejuvenate and pour into yourself. For me, a lot of it is hiking and just making sure that I am focusing that break so that way I can have the blessings. And if you don't take the break, then you're not going to see the blessings. So it's important. You got to do it.
And especially in promotion, I mean, when you know, like you've got a team, you've got girls and guys that want to, you know, make that commitment. I remember trying to promote for years, getting out of that Ruby rank, right? And I just kept going through the gerbil wheel because I look back on it and it just wasn't my time. And I fully understand that now. But I also know that I've said to my girls, we're going to go hard. We're going to really do this. It's just going to be doing what we've done so far. And I agree with you, Amber. I don't look at the summer as, okay, it's the quietest time of the year.
No.
I don't look at December necessarily as the quietest either. But I've said to everybody that it needs to be, you know, noted that some of your audience may not be as active as they were, right? When we all were hunkered down, you know, comparing spring to summer. I said, but we're still amazing, right? So I said, you've got to, if we're going to go into promotion, so some of you guys that are like looking at the fall as routine, whether your kids are hybrid, remote, whether you're
I know what's coming. Like,
you know what's coming. Did you just say that?
Here's the deal. I always know what's coming. First of all,
I know you. We won't tell anybody.
But I will tell you, if you prepare and you work this KPI list, you will have the second half of this year be the best we've had in 20 years. I'll just drop that little nugget. Really? But you got to put in the work, right? Like you've got to get the mindset. You've got to study the leadership. You've got to study, you know, consistency. You got to do the hard things. Like I'm doing the 75-day hard challenge right now. And I'm like, who wants to freaking work out? Like I went yesterday, rain, like, come on, you know, but I know that where I'm at is comfortable. I don't like where I'm at. I want to get uncomfortable in order to be different in 2 or 3 weeks, in 2 or 3 months. And so what got us here won't get us there. And so we got to dig deep. We got to challenge ourselves. We got to change our lifestyle. You know, one thing I gave up is sugar. I'm on day 9 and it's insane the difference I feel. And it was freaking hard. The migraines suck, but it's worth it.
Oh, and you have, I mean, I don't know if everybody knows, Amber, your weight loss journey that you have in your, in your history that,
Yeah.
it is like we're constantly, I mean, I've lost and then I've regained a little bit this year and going through the womanly changes, we're very critical of ourselves. And yet, I have girls that join me and they're like, I can't represent a wellness company. I'm not this, I'm not a stick, I'm not, fitness. And I said, look, I want you broken. I want you as raw and as real, because the journey that you're going to go on and how you're going to come out of your shell and how you're going to blossom. I'm a late bloomer. I mean, I didn't buy my house until last year. You get comfortable renting. You get comfortable in what you're doing. And and from this business, I have a relationship with God now that I never thought I would. I had that closed door. And then picking up a book is like foreign to me because I'm so used to podcasts and audibles. But that's the personal growth. And you just gave me the goosies. I mean, if she knows what's coming, guys. So wow. I mean, and I literally drink the juice every time Mark talks and he's like, get ready for more. And I'm like, okay, right. So somebody that is watching this now or watching it on the replay, I'm not going to ask you like what your favorite books are or whatnot, but like, what would you say as far as really having someone come in? We want coachable people. We want people that are going to, embrace a change and working that mindset. What are some of the things, Amber, that you've done for your team that are that mindset shift? Do you have any real like things that come to mind right away, some nuggets about us as leaders wanting to shift that mindset? Is there things that you can
I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess ask my team, right? Like some of them are on here. So if you guys have some of those key nuggets that have really helped you guys, but I think the biggest thing is that I lead from the front. I'm the one that's reading the books with them. I'm in the trenches with them. I will never tell my team to do something I'm not willing to do myself. It's just, you can't, like, you don't have permission to do that. And because I'm not above my team, I'm with my team. And so if they're going to be growing their mindset, whether that's again, and just the positivity, then dang it, I better be first. I better be the one that says, hey guys, this is the book I'm reading. This is why I love it. This is what I love about it. And there's one that I'm reading and I'm like, I freaking hate it. Like, it's so lame, but I know I need to read it to put it into my tool belt for when somebody says I have a sucky relationship, I can help them with that. But this book, it's just making me cringe right now. But again, it was like, okay, read the book, read the dang book. And I don't read a lot. I listen more than anything because I'd rather get 10% than no percent. And the chances of me having time, and it's not that I don't have time, I don't want to, period. Like, that's it. It's not that we don't want to, we don't have it. It's that I don't want to. In order for me to sit down and read, it's few and far between. And so now I'm doing a 30-day read challenge where I just read 10 pages a day. And I'm like, again, my eyes are usually closing at night, trying to finish out my 10 pages. But one thing that I would say that I do is I push this business is 10% about the skill set. Posting, running KPIs, learning to copy and paste the scripts, like that's 10%. This business is 90% mindset. And luckily and unluckily, that's in control of you. And so to the degree of where you'll grow mentally and just in your mindset. And I felt like I don't even know the girl that I was 10 years ago, because I've grown so much into this. And you'll have to grow your mindset. You'll have to grow your money mindset. Is money bad? Is it evil? Can I have it? Am I too old? Am I too young? Am I too skinny? Am I too fat? Like, all of these things are things that I've processed through, and I really implement with my team is you've got to do the work here. Right. And so I think, I don't know, maybe my team, and morning routine's very important. I've tried to teach my team that. And here's the thing is, I won't take credit for someone's success, but I also won't take fault for their failure. I can't, I can give you guys all the tools, but you got to use them. You got to take them out of the tool belt, wash them off, and use them. So, let's see, my team's in the chat.
Yeah, I'm looking at them. They're awesome.
There's good stuff in there. And we do a lot of books and reading together, just to have that common ground. I really think that there's so much of this business that is just that mindset, that personal growth.
What makes it work so special to you?
The family, hands down. I would do anything for Mark and Cindy, Pam and Cami, Kyler, Kenzie, Kay. I would do anything. And I think that what is so awesome about the company too is that it's still family owned. 20 years old company, debt-free company that puts the family first. And I think that for so long, at least for me, I had a big family, but I never saw my family. And we never really did a ton of vacations. We never had that quality time all together. And so that they put family, faith, and then the freedom. Hands down, the biggest quality about this company is the genuine connections with the family and the accessibility to it. Like most companies, the CEO is not doing calls anymore. Okay. Their kids aren't involved in the business. And Mark has allowed these kids to come in and build their businesses on their own. He hasn't handed them anything. They've built their own business. I mean, Cami quit 3 times, and then took 6 months to sign her first distributor. So the fact that they're hardworking, they're faithful, and that they dream is so incredible to me. Products are awesome, but the family is everything to me.
And I agree. I mean, I've had I'm sure we all have had those stories where, if you've been to conference, I mean, that in itself, I'm praying that we have something that we can tangibly do, but it's just the crazy season. And I do appreciate, I don't know if you guys remember I think it was the first family call right after everything kind of shut down. And that's when Pam and Cindy prayed. I mean, I just remember that and looked at my husband and just went, I'm not going to stop working because I'm going to worry about offending somebody. I'm going to still drink my coffee and share how amazing it is. And I'm still going to share, when we have sales, because it's like, someone needs this, or the mindset of, and I love that you guys went into the recruitment phase. I don't know about other people on the call, but I get so into helping people with the products that I'm like, oh, I still want to, why aren't I offering the business right away? Why aren't I? Well, and you get into, I know I did for a couple of years, I get into the habit of, I assumed, we all know what that means, right?
Yeah.
I assumed that they would, I didn't offer the business right away. Now that's like what I do. And that's what I'm telling my team. It's like, you offer the business, let them say no. Let them say they're not ready. And then we handle the objections. And, you guys have just been amazing that past week of Zooms. The road to VIP is amazing. Like, just giving you a little bit of feedback. I think everybody can say, like, things are right there, and exactly it, as a leader with everybody that's on the call, whatever your organization looks like, I know that, right. We can give them the tools and we can motivate, but at the end of the day, they have to do the work. And I know that for me, as well as other people, when someone joins and then they completely ghost you and they die off and they're in the witness protection plan and you're like, I haven't even done a thing. It's those moments where you're like, if we can just chat a little bit. And so for me, that's one thing I've really gravitated to, is that one-on-one, not just the tasks, but the mindset and getting them to believe in themselves and the strength of the why and all the things that you guys do. I'd love to know, and then we can open up if there's any other questions too. I'd love to know, Amber, where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Black Diamond, hands down. No questions asked. Like, and not only that, it's not even Black Diamond, but I see, like, in my mind, the way that it works is kind of weird, but I see Black Diamond, but I think about who I get to become in order to get there. And then who do I get to bless, and who gets to come with me, and how many people along the way are going to be a part of that. And some will, some won't, some will literally quit, and no problem. People quit all the time. But I'm hungry for the ones that are going to stick around. I'm hungry for the ones that are like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here for it. Okay. I don't know what dream is next, but I'm here for it. Or, ones that are willing to say, you know what, I want to take this right side of the brain and just toss it. And I want to grow a new brain. And so Black Diamond and have over 25 person-enrolled ambassadors in my organization and help that many people. So that's the next 3 years. We'll have tons of investment homes. We're already working on 2 investment homes right now. And maybe buying property in Hawaii with my brother, because why not? I don't know. Building a cabin, and me and Josh always talk about having our own private jet, and I said, well, you got to go get a pilot's license for that, because I don't trust anyone else to fly me around. So, just those crazy, stupid dreams that is like, that sounds ridiculous, or yeah, only she could do that. No, you guys, like, anyone can. It's just you haven't built your mind. And once you expand your mind to think differently, it's really, really hard to shrink back down. And so knowing that, why don't we just expand our mind really, really, really big and thinking that we can? Because it's available. It is, like, regardless of our past, regardless of the way we were raised, regardless of what our life's been like for the past 34 years for me, who cares? I can always rewrite my own story. And it is psycho silly how much I've studied about the brain and the mind and what we can have and what's available. We only don't have because we simply haven't asked. You haven't asked, how do I get that? We haven't asked, what does it take to go get a pilot's license? We haven't asked because we haven't asked, what if I did want a new home? Who says I can't go pay cash for that in the next, a year and a half? Who cares that I'm over 45 years old and, I've never, I've had the same house or the same car or the same debt. Who says you can't pay that off? Who says? We form to society. And this is where I get so passionate and fired up, is you've got to be different. You've already decided by being here that something's ready to change. To the degree, completely up to you. So that's where I see myself in 3 years. There's probably a little bit more things that I see. I mean, got my dream board right here. I almost left it at home, and I'm really glad I didn't, because I need to see it every day.
And I just want to encourage you guys. I mean, I've had a couple of sideline teams that I share these level up leadership calls with, and they're like, the people that I have, just so far already, and the people that I have lined up, and I'm sharing with people, like, mark your calendar for this one. I even have Cindy Pentecost booked because I asked.
Yep.
And it doesn't mean one person is hot, everybody, like, even with Amber. I asked, and I sent a message, and I voice texted some of them, and otherwise I sent messages, and some are still unread. There are people that haven't responded to me, but when they do, guys, it reminds me the humble pie that they really eat, that they're really eating. Like, thank you for asking me. I'll be honored. Rachel Wiggum was right on before Amber, and you ask. I follow people because you follow the right cats, and success leaves clues and all those things. And I just know for years, as much as I stayed with the course and I was patient, which you got to have, and you got to have the tenacity that at some point, the wall is going to be breakable. It's all about just that dream. And I love about the whole world with it works. When people, that when I first started, and even my newbies, I say, look, wear a shield of armor and don't care. Don't care what people say. Don't care what they think. And don't worry about all of that. And it's easier said than done, but mindset is huge. Do you have do you have anything that you really have done in the past, Amber, that you can look back and go, that mindset shift was the catapult? Or I got to the mountain, I hit Ambassador Diamond, and you hit it, and then you don't want the free for all. Is there anything that you can, share in our last few minutes that you've, really kept as part of your system that you've done with your amazing team, and share with everybody tonight?
Yeah, there's lots of different things. You guys expect turbulence. I'll tell you that. Like, expect turbulence. And it's so many of my team are probably so sick hearing it, but they're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to jump in this, and we're excited. You're going to get smacked. Somebody will come and tell you you're stupid. This is dumb. It's not going to work. You're too young. You don't have this. You're too old. Whatever it is, expect turbulence. And at GLS, which is a global leadership summit that I just finished this last week, one of the things that one of the speakers said, they said, if you're holding the football, expect to be tackled. If you are holding the football, expect to be tackled. And so if you're holding that dream, expect somebody to knock you out. Okay. Expect it. And so now I'm like, I'm prepared. I'm ready. Like, I have a big dream, a big goal. Boom. Wait for it. Just wait for it. And then because I'm telling you this, you can't be mad about it. Like, you're already going to know that it's going to come. Okay. And so you got to be like, that's what it was. Amber said somebody was going to be rude to me. Somebody was going to send me a nasty message. Something was going to hit the fan. And it will. It has to. And it's not that it has to take you off course. It's that it has to see how strong you are and how committed you actually really are. And so, it's the same thing whenever we go on a vacation. You start to drive and guess what happens? Tire blows, right? Expect turbulence. And so that's when, for me, I know that I have to just dive into, or usually if I'm not on track and I'm having more bad days than good days, I'm like, okay, when was the last time that I gave gratitude for what I do have? And as if it's coming, right? When was the last time that I said thank you for the blessings, for having my lights on when I know what it's like to not have my lights on? When was the last time that I said thank you for the food that I have, even though it's not the most food I've ever had? When was the last time that we give gratitude? Gratitude is the key to abundance. You'll get more when you're grateful for more. And yeah, you'll have those highs and you'll have those lows and you'll have even lower lows, and it's climb back up. This isn't going to be a straight sailing, I'll tell you that. If it was, then at some point it will fall. It's just how fast do you want to get back up? And another quote or takeaway, I guess, from GLS was, if you fall in public, you'll get up twice as fast. And so be willing to fail forward, be willing to fall first. And so I keep that in the back of my mind too, that dang it, I'm going to fall hard. I'm going to get up twice as fast.
Oh, that's amazing. I thank you so much. That was pretty much my lead-in questions. I really just wanted to, spotlight you tonight. And, again, thank you in such a big way, Amber, that, you guys are, Mary Beth and Kami are just, Marguerite, right? Marguerite.
Yeah.
Margarita.
You almost have to say it with an accent, right?
Okay, I'm just trying.
I know, me too.
But you guys are, really leading from the front in such a, authentic way. That's the biggest thing. I mean, I know when I talk to people about the business and they're a PDT and I'm sharing, things that have kept me going, and I even say to my newbies, look, if you're in this for a month, tell them that they're going to have the integrity and the authenticity of a business that isn't salesy and it isn't all the things that people think direct marketing is. And I know that I can stand so confident, as everybody else can tonight, that, we really are led by a family and led by leaders who really care. And it doesn't, I'm still going to keep working to that moment where I can, have that time and have my team. I mean, I look every conference, I look at all the people. I mean, I said pretty much as soon as my husband read the comp plan, I said, okay, we're going to go to the top. And I want that for so many reasons. And I had to get over the mindset of, money and wanting money and feeling guilty about wanting money, but wanting a life of choice. And so my team's name is Team Freedom. Our team name is Team Freedom. And I want people to be able to design their day and wanting to have whatever it is that is going to make them, live and not exist. I've had a car repossessed. I've had, bankruptcy, and just so many wrong choices. And I'm very, very grateful, Amber, that you guys are, really just always thinking of us and giving us all the tools. And it really is. It's up to us to do it. And like I said, guys, earlier, I am no one special, but I've done something really special with the fact that, yes, I'm in it 5 years, but even if I was in it a month, I'll never not ask for help. And that's what this whole team, this whole company is like. And, literally get over it. Just get over it. I've asked so many leaders that I follow. They're still, like I said, they're reading them. And I'm like, oh. And whenever I get the yes, it's like, it doesn't shock me. And I'm so excited to schedule them in and get this kind of fill my cup up and have you guys, get some nuggets and have that opportunity like this. So Amber, thank you so much. I will put this on my YouTube. I'll upload it. It's all getting loaded into the cloud right now, wherever that is. But if anybody has any questions, I'm just looking to see if there's anything else from your fabulous team.
Good.
Yeah, I think we're good. Thank you so much. And you know, if we're just
Sure.
gonna keep on keeping on. And you sure you can't share like
ready?
one little itty bitty thing, Amber? Like
I will. I'll share something with you guys. And my team knows, like I always say, don't ask me the questions. I can't lie. Okay. But they know I don't have a poker face. But one thing that I really would stress you guys is the mindset. You've got to get ready for it. If you feel overwhelmed, it's because you don't have the systems. You're not following the systems. Because what's coming, if you're ready and prepared, it'll be huge. Always is. Always is, you guys. And you guys know Mark. He is a giving person. Like there's a $300 Ruby bonus if you go Ruby this month in the next 10 days. I don't even know, 10 days.
mm-hmm.
If you go Ruby in the next 10 days, you're going to get your check, your fast starts, plus an extra $300 if you can promote to Ruby by the end of this month. Why? Why can't you? Right? And if you're not there and maybe you're like, well, I signed up before and you're not a new distributor this month, that's only for new distributors. Help other people get there. And then you're going to go Emerald and you're going to go Diamond. And so you help enough people get what they want, you guys, and tee that up, you're going to naturally get what you want. But you got to be willing to say, I'm going to get uncomfortable. I'm going to find that extra hour. I'm going to wake up an hour earlier. Because you can have it all. You truly can. You can have a life of freedom to just choose where, when, why, who, and what is the best gift that I've ever gotten from this company, period. So get ready.
All right, well, we'll get ready. I'm going to bed now. No, I'm going to stay up and like talk to my team about all these amazing talks tonight and calls tonight. But no, thank you so very much, Amber. And again, guys, I will upload this to my YouTube channel. And I thank you guys for taking some time out tonight. I know that this was amazing. Thank you very much, Amber. And be well, everybody. Take care.
Yeah.